Audio check. Thank you for joining my live stream. I appreciate it a lot. Or if you're watching the video after the live stream ends, thank you. I appreciate that a lot too. I hope you're having a good morning, afternoon, or night, depending on when you're watching this. I hope you enjoy my content. Without any further ado, let's get into the gameplay. Yeah, I'm still grinding. I'm hoping here pretty soon I'll get one to spawn in. Honestly, I feel like they should go through and make the grinds equal for everybody, because the fact that there's other people that do YouTube that start a grind and only have to do 400 kills to get one to spawn in, and I'm sitting here going on 500 plus kills. Uh, I checked out Arma like a month ago, but the Rogue Extract server, they got a new map, and for some reason it's just really buggy. Or not even buggy, it's the frames are really choppy for some reason on the new map. And I don't even understand why it would be choppy, because from what it looks like on the map for Rogue Extract, it looks like the map they have now is smaller than the one they used to have. Which, that kind of confuses me, that a smaller map's going to make me lag, where a map that is modeled out to Florida doesn't. I do want to try to start playing Rogue Extract again, but gotta wait for them to switch up the map just so I'm not lagging all the time. Yeah, the map that they switched to from the Gulf Coast map, I want to say it's just like 3 or 4 islands. And don't get me wrong, the spawn area where like the different spawn locations you can choose are, and your bunker, it looks completely different from uh, when I was playing. Like your bunker is actually filled with stuff to make it look like an actual house. That's some fucking bullshit. It says to pick the worst fucking time to try to rotate. Now I'm gonna have to go track that fucking red deer down for miles. Yeah, if that hit the spine and it didn't drop it, this game's gonna piss me off. But yeah, a deer gets shot in the back half of its spine, it's definitely gonna run off on all fours and not drag 2 legs behind it. And I suppose that this reason is one of the reasons why people get so pissed off when you try calling this game a realistic hunting game. Don't get me wrong, it does have its moments, but it's definitely an arcade game. Even in an arcade game, I feel like if you shoot an animal in the spine, it shouldn't run away for 3+ miles, it should drop in its place. It just shows the devs of this game don't know what they're doing when it comes to hunting. I mean, yeah, it would depend on the round that you're shooting at it, but this fucking 308, ain't no way in hell it's walking away from a fucking spine shot from a 308. I call bullshit. Yep, it didn't even die. Or did it? I thought it was more over there. Yeah, it was over there. Not much, just trying to see if I can locate the Great One if he's on here, or get out and harvest all of the higher levels I can. I don't even think I hit that second one. I mean, I definitely hit it, it's just not in a good place. That's what I thought. It's way the fuck over there. It'd be cool if it died. But at the same time, it wouldn't be cool because then I have to track it for like 2 miles. Pretty sure it was like right here. Yeah, it should be right around where the marker is. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for asking. How about you? Really thought the dog was going to be on the other side of the pond for a second. Alright. That's good. Yeah, they definitely need to go through and do some TLC on this game instead of just keep adding new content, because this game is definitely fucked. Yeah, I'm on ps5. Yeah, over there. Oh shit, he came back! Oh, that's good. I do sometimes, but lately with all the modded servers that are appearing on YouTube, I just try to stay away from it just so I don't have to risk my trophy logs getting corrupted. As well as if I'm grinding on a map, I tend not to play multiplayer on that map, especially if it's my map. Because I'm not saying that everybody does it, but there's always a handful of people that just won't care about your grind and just shoot anything and everything they see. Yeah, I'd be down to play multiplayer one day. And this little dude right here is one of the bigger things they need to give some TLC to. Because there ain't no reason he should keep going into the water. I'm like 10 feet plus away from the water, and this thing still got to go into the water. So, genuine question. How long do you think everybody playing this game would have to boycott buying new DLCs they come out with for them to say, okay, fine, we'll do some TLC? I feel like it would be a lot. Which, I mean, does kind of need to happen because this game's been out for 10 years almost, and it's still just as buggy as when it came out, or if not even more buggier. Yeah, I think almost everybody that plays this game would have to stop buying the DLCs that they come out with almost every month in order to make them do TLC. It's this one. I was on the New England map for a while, but I got told that that's basically a what was it? More of a veteran grind for the Great One, is because of how many breaking zones the moose and whitetail have. Yeah, one of the people that watched my video said that this map was going to be one of the easier maps to do a grind on, so I switched over to this one. I forget which rack I want to try to get for the whitetail. It's definitely not the really big one. I mean, it does look cool, but it's just unrealistic. Unless you're on some high fence property hunting. There's, I forget the name of the rack, but if you load into New England, that map with the loading screen that has the Great One, that's the type of rack I want to get for the whitetail. Seriously? I'm not even near the water and you gotta fucking go in it. I'm getting tired of this game. If they add one more new DLC without adding TLC, I'm probably gonna quit playing this game because it's just getting ridiculous. All about the money and not about making sure the people that play the game actually have a good time playing it. But that'd be basically every single game developer. All about the money. Serious? You're not even moving? Could you please get out of the fucking pond? I don't even know why I even try to use a damn dog anymore. Where they're gonna do TLC at summer break. Hopefully, it's all the TLC that needs to be done, and not something that's just not even gonna affect gameplay. Hi, dog. I could really use you right now. Didn't they do TLC with when they in the last update with the new moose racks that came out with? I didn't really look at the full update thing that they had for it, but I'm pretty sure that the TLC was in one of the things. But if it was, that makes it a question of what in the hell did they give TLC to? Because it doesn't seem like they gave anything to it. Yeah, some of the Moose Great ones, the racks look pretty cool. Some of the Great one from the Moose actually look like what you would come across in real life. Like if you're walking out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere and like a really big moose came out, it's definitely more plausible for the Moose Great ones to happen than it would be for a lot of the other ones. Unless you're on a high fence property. And now that I think about it, are they trying to tell us that these great ones somehow escaped from a high fence property and are just out in the wild now? Because that would be the only way that would make sense to why they would be that big of deer on here. Which it wouldn't be the most impossible thing to happen. There have been some high fence places that have some deer get away. I seen a video of like a nice 10-point from a high fence property jumping over the fence and just never seen again until somebody harvested it. I am. I swear that shot was good. Guess not. Damn. Where's this deer gonna run? I feel like this game's almost so far past getting TLC that even if they do decide to start doing TLC, it's just gonna start making new problems. Definitely should have. Yeah, seems like they should have been doing TLC whenever they came out with a new DLC. They patch glitches like any other game would, but I guess having a smooth gaming experience like all the other games is out of the question. damn breath. It's another thing that pisses me off. You can only hold your breath for 3 seconds. Yeah, if that's the case, the character must be smoking like 10 packs of cigarettes a day then. Seriously? I swear I hit lungs on that shot, so I'm a little confused. I mean, yeah, the range was a little closer than when I have it set for zeroing, but with where I aimed, it should have still hit lungs. You're good. Alright, doggo, do your job. Ah, so I didn't hit nothing vital. Watch me hit between the spine and the lungs. Managed to do it once before, but it was because it was kind of sitting at a weird angle on top of a hill, with his back arched a little bit. But this one was standing normally, so if I somehow threaded the needle between the lungs and the spine, I'm going to be really surprised. Alright, well, it's dead. Now we just gotta follow the buggy dog until we find it. You know, if they do another, I remember saying if they do, they're definitely gonna do another DLC here soon. But they should definitely give us a tracking collar DLC to go with the dogs, so we don't have to have them waiting every like 100 feet in front of us for us to catch up to them. We could just have them go and just follow the tracker. Right now, that's what happened when I had to call a person in with a dog to track my deer. Yeah, tracking collars on him, and he just let him run like half a mile ahead of us trying to locate it. Yeah, actually, I think the farthest the dogs got ahead of us is maybe 500 to 600 yards. But still, that should be a thing in the game. Now, even if we had to go through and buy them out of the armory, we should definitely have some kind of way to be able to track the dogs. But in that case, if you're not with the dog and it starts doing something stupid, you're not going to be able to sit there and have it stop and track the trail again. I definitely think we have enough guns in the game. We need other stuff to make the game more fun or easier. Excuse me for a second, I need to check on something. What do you mean, HM? How the hell did I spook that herd? I herd manage. You know, depending on what video you watch on YouTube, there are a lot of different opinions about if herd management actually works, or if it's level, or if it's the weight of the deer that contributes for the great one spawning in. It's honestly kind of confusing. But I do think that, as well as the weight, the trophy score as well has something to do with if great one spawns in or not. For the red deer, I've been shooting 6 and above. Or I talked to some people a while ago, and I switched to doing 5 and above, but it's just kind of a lot of shooting, so I've just kind of switched it back to 6 and above. Yeah. This man's a fucking hypocrite. He wants to sit here and bitch about me for having bass in my truck, but he's standing right next to a car that's fucking thumping like a motherfucker. I can hear every single bass drop inside my room with the headset on. So fuck hypocrite shit right there. But to be fair, mine does hit a lot harder than the one outside. Sounds like he's just running regular speakers in his. Still sounds nice though. I need to find a good stereo company so I can replace my door speakers. Because right now I only got 2 speakers working, and out of the 2, one of them's I think starting to go out because it's not as loud as the other one is. But only you're having 2 speakers, it still sounds pretty good. The main reason why I haven't done it yet is because I know that when I do it, I'm gonna have to go through and rewire all the speakers. Actually, I don't even know if I will have to rewire the speakers because before I switched out my CD player for a Bluetooth one, the radio wouldn't work half the time and would randomly kick on whenever it wanted to. But as soon as I switched it out for a new CD player, it just stopped doing that. So I'm guessing the wires touching was somewhere inside the CD player. Or the DVD player, whatever it is for the car stereo. So hopefully the issue with the speakers or the other two speakers was inside the radio. I will say, if you use the dogs in this game, do not try to use it on Emerald Coast when you're trying to hunt the crocodiles, because if you think it's bad right now, it's 10 times worse on Emerald Coast because it gets stuck on every single little branch. Alright, you don't gotta keep shaking every time you jump. Shit, my dog in real life doesn't shake water off that much. Yeah, some of the mule deers look pretty nice. Like even the non-great ones, like the like really high gold and diamond ones, yeah, they're really big. So I can only imagine what the mule deer looks like with the great one. Oh, this fucking dog. Yeah, once I switch over to the whitetails, I'm gonna have to. What map is it? Let me say it's. Yeah, I don't know which map it is that has the. That's really easy for the whitetail grind. It's one of these four. I'm not sure which one it is though. Yeah, like take the experience for me and what I had to deal with this game with the dog. They are stupid buggy. I mean, it does help when you get like a thing like this when there's a whole bunch of tracks and you can't tell which way the deer went. Like that's basically one of the only useful reasons to have the dog. Alright, let's see if this level 8's still over here. Because I remember from the last time we came here, I somehow messed or lost one of the level 8s that was over here. As soon as it got over this hill right here, it just kind of disappeared. So I'm hoping it's going to be over here again. There's a little ridge right here. I was more over on this spot when I shot at it, but as soon as it got to right here, it just disappeared somehow. Also, did you know that the auto run in this game actually works for the four wheelers for the throttle? I actually discovered that like 3 weeks ago when I was driving a four wheeler because I kept on dying into a cliff, so I got tired of running, so I just hopped on a four wheeler and hit the auto run button by accident, and it just started driving. Hopefully, whoever's outside stays here for another hour or so because I kind of want to see if he does have something in his car. Because I'm pretty sure with how low it is that if he didn't have a subwoofer or something to make bass in his truck, I wouldn't be able to hear the booms coming from it. Especially considering I have a headset on right now. Uh, Diamond for Red Deer, I want to say starts at 250. Yeah, let me shoot this dude real fast and I'll double check. No, I'm pretty sure it's right around 250 for the Red Deer. You can feel free to die right there so I don't have to run any further. Don't make me have to... I was about to say, don't make me have to shoot you again. Oh, 250. Damn. That's the highest scoring level 8 that I've seen so far. Damn, 11 points off from being a diamond. I'm pretty sure I got a couple of those racks in my trophy lodge. It's just he was the highest scoring one. Probably should have taxidermied him, but if I taxidermy every level 8, I'm not gonna have any spots left in my trophy lodge. I think the highest one I seen before him was a 230. Yeah, I did. He's in my trophy lodge in my rare fur type room. Didn't mean to make a rare fur type room, but it kind of just happened. What do I have? Is he seriously coming back? Huh. Well, that would be cool if there was a another level 7 in here. Yeah, the albino grizzly bear. How was it broken? I used to have the albino grizzly bear, but when Contra Colinas came out, you know the two wolves that you have to kill a part of the story mission for Contra? I discovered that if you, or when it first came out, if you killed the wolf, taxidermied it, then teleported to your trophy lodge before the person got done talking, and placed it, then went back into the map, it would make you redo the mission over again. So I had a multi-mount with like 3 of those wolves and a bighorn sheep, and let's just say the devs did not like that, and my whole trophy lodge got deleted. And the albino grizzly bear was in the trophy lodge that got deleted. That's on the Medvad, right? Hmm. I don't remember having to do that mission for Medvad. Like, was it some is it supposed to be like a high-ranking reindeer, or was it just like an injured reindeer that you had to go kill? I'm pretty sure for the wolves on Cacho, it's near the end of the story mission. I think I did that mission. I'm not really sure. It's been a while since I did the Mid-Bad storyline. Seriously, game? I aimed low enough. That should have hit something good. True. Um, I would say the if you want to get a weapon pack or two, I would get the one with the 338 and the AR pack. It's the ones that I mainly use. I mean, some of them do give off more recoil than the other ones. It's just, since we're on a console, there's really nothing we can do towards the recoil. It's not like on PC where you can shoot and take a follow-up shot immediately after you take the first one. Yeah, the AR is the 308 Stalker. It comes with the 22 and a 223. Also, if you hunt like a lot of the rank 1 animals, the 22, it does pass harvest check. It's just you have to be really on point with the aiming, especially if they're at like 200 yards plus. But with the 22, if you are at a little bit of a range, you can most often than not get at least 3 or 4 shots off before they become attentive and fly away. Uh-oh, that's not good. When did I make this herd a... I was about to say. When did I make this herd a female herd? I've been pretty good about not shooting the last male deer that's in a herd, just so I don't have to deal with the all-female herd. I'm not entirely sure, but I think as soon as you take off all of the males off of a herd, it's pretty hard for them to, or pretty hard to get you to have them spawn back on the herd. Yep. That's how you know this game is very buggy. Basically come across something like this. Where are they? Something like that almost every day I play. Seriously? They're at a drinking zone. And when I say this game definitely needs TLC, that's the reason why. Because there's no reason there should be another deer on top of a deer drinking water. Yeah, they definitely do. Like that's the one with the two deer back there. That's like the most uh like chill version of that I've seen. I've seen like 10 plus deer in a giant fucking ball like a rat king. Hold on. Which map or not match map? Which pond is it? I think this one and one of these other ponds down here. This one right here. Like on this back part right here, there's like 30 deer in like a 10-foot square area. Right, where are you at, doggo? Alright. We'll give this track a couple minutes, and then if we're not seeing any progress on the health going down, or if a little circle doesn't appear right here, we'll just call it. Come on, a little bit more forward. You know, I kind of would have thought since I finished it up here, the hunting pressure would have been up here on the mountain and not down where I shot it at. You can stop barking, I know we found it. For that, we also have a new herd that came back over here. Man, I will say this man outside is treating his car like gas isn't almost $5 a gallon. His car has been idling for like the past 30 minutes. They are. Very much so. There's so many things they could have done better when coding the dogs. Like, instead of making them just take off full speed when they're tracking something, they could have made them just stay like 10 feet in front of you. And they could have added in some code to make them not want to go into the water every single second you buy it. Now watch. This right here, I get to the other side of the bank, he's still going to be like halfway across or something, or stuck over here. No, watch, he's not going to get stuck over here now that I said something about it. Hey, you think I'm having a bad time with the dog right now on this map? You should see it when I'm on Emerald Coast. And the crocodiles. Also, I've discovered something that is still possible to do on Emerald Coast. If you're hunting the crocodiles and you're on the shore of where the alligator or crocodiles spawn, you can just get on top of a pepper tree or a mangrove tree's roots, and then jump into the water if it's deep enough, and you'll have like maybe 3 seconds or so before you actually get respawned back onto the bank. You can see anything and everything that's in the water. And if you're fast enough, if you have the scope off your gun, as soon as you jump in, you can just quick scope and shoot them underwater. So if you ever hunting on the Emerald Coast and you see a really rare fur type like a melanistic or albino and it just dips into the water and doesn't show itself, just try to find somewhere that's really deep, like against the shore of the water, and just jump in. It might take a couple tries to try to locate the exact point where he is and to where you can just jump in and go off of the little dot that's on your screen. That's basically how I do it. Is I jump in a couple times to try to get like an exact pinpoint of where it is. Then as soon as I figure out where it is, I'll jump in a couple more times to try to get my little white dot as close as I can to him, so I can just. It's very possible that I shot a little bit towards the spine since it's on a zeroing of 330. But that one definitely should have dropped. There we go. This dog. Why? There's all of this room over here. Why do you have to be in the fucking water? You know, now that I think of it, you don't really see too many people that stream this game using the dogs. You would think the devs would take that into consideration and maybe think like maybe the dogs aren't as good as we think they are. I'm really curious to get like an exact number of people that play this game and an exact number how many people actually use the dog in this game. Because I feel like it has to be very low. I don't even know why I put a waypoint right there. We needed it over here. Time. Okay. Good thing I checked the time before we started going over there. Don't want to go any lower than 815 because if I do, then I start running the chance of there being fog everywhere. Oh, then he obviously doesn't use it enough. Because the dog DLC is not the coolest. It's probably the most frustrating one. I think it's pretty cool they finally gave us the a digital call and don't die. Ooh, that was close. That they gave us the digital animal call and the fucking feeders. Does your friend have Emerald Coast? If he does, tell him to go hunt some crocodiles with the dog. And he'll see just how bad of a DLC they are. The dog on that map, it teleports to you more than it stays behind or next to you. Yeah. Well, I don't really have any experience with using the dog on Medvac that much, so it's very possible that it's not as buggy as it is on all these other maps, considering Medvad was one of the first maps that came out with this game. Maybe the dog just isn't buggy on the like the actual base maps of the game. Yeah, I do get the feeling behind that, not wanting to feel like you're paying to win. But at the same time, if you don't uh, at least buy at least one or two gun packs in this game, it really limits you on what guns you can use. And to be honest, the stock guns in the games aren't really the best guns to use. Don't get me wrong, even this 308 can be a bit of a weird gun to use sometimes. Before I got the White Stripes Tiger, um, I was running around on that map just trying to grind out the tigers to try to get a cool rare male fur type they spawn in. And I had a female attack me, and I shot it with the 308, and it hit the spine. Like, dead center of the spine. Spine was damaged, it should have dropped in its place. But no, it killed me and it ran like another mile. Um, maybe another 40 minutes because I do have to hop on to ASA to do a couple boss battles. And I just want to have a little bit of time so I can go through and breed up a wyvern and a tech rex that I can use for transfers. And I suppose there is one good thing about the great ones for the red deer having the vines in the horns. I'm never gonna accidentally misidentify a lower level one as a great one. But if we're going off of the thing saying that the great ones should have the vines in the horns because of how big they are, there should definitely be some like level 7s, 8s, and 9s that have the vines in the horns too because they're basically equally as big. Oh, not trophy wise, but like the way the rack looks, you would think that they should have some vines in them too. I mean, because of the vines and the great ones for the red deer, you can't really tell how crazy the horns are with all the points and everything because the vines cover it a lot up. But you can't tell me that you're not expected to believe that this shouldn't have vines in it too with how it looks. Like, there should be some kind of foliage stuck in these horns. Like, yeah, I think the highest I had my view count was when I was doing Armor Reforger, and it was like maybe 15 people watching at once. The reason why I haven't been doing Armor Reforger again is because, like, maybe a month ago I hopped back on there and checked out the server that I've been playing on, and they came out with a new map, and for some reason, even though it's smaller than the map they used to have, it's really choppy with the frames for some reason. I mean, I could be wrong. The map could be bigger. It's just from like when you hit the map button and looked at it, it's just like 3 or 4 islands. So it kind of made me think that it was smaller than the old map they had. If they do a Deer Isle map for once wipe cycle, I would definitely get back on there because I really like the Deer Isle map from DayZ. And somebody has already went through and made a mod for the Deer Isle map. One of the DayZ servers on Armor Reforger uses that map. I typically try to stream during the every day during the weekend or weekdays. But there are some days that I'm just not able to. But I typically try to live stream about I want to say from I've been doing it for the past couple weeks about 12 o'clock through like 4 o'clock at some point through there, or um, but it really all depends if I have a busy day going on or if I have something I have to do around the house. But I typically try to start around between 12 to 4, so just because it's the quiet my house will be. And this is what I mean by what I was talking about earlier about this pond. Yeah, like 30 deer in like a 20-foot radius. Now, I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but I was trying to make this pond one of the main zones that I hunted, and somehow it got turned into a zone that doesn't get hunted. Like, this pond looks like what you want your non-main zones to look like when you're grinding. Alright, if I cannot get this dude to... Stop picking up your heads and working alternate orders. You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? If you guys want to stop, I'm just gonna shoot you in the fucking head. Alright, let's see if this 308's big enough to, or 338's big enough to drop this deer. Oh my god. Yeah, I get this gun's probably like 15, 20 pounds, or close to there, but you should definitely be able to hold your breath longer than 3 fucking seconds. So we've discovered this game is bullshit. In what world is a deer gonna run away from a 338 to the face? That is some bullshit. I get deer are pretty tough, or can be pretty tough, but ain't nothing walking away from a 338 to the face. I call 100% bullshit on that. That is a good question. How long has he been grinding for the great ones? Because if he's been grinding for the great ones for a couple years, that would be a little reasonable. But if he's just started in like the past year or so, then that's a little suspicious. Oh yeah, then that's definitely believable. Oh, we'll say he's been grinding for great ones for maybe 5 years, because I want to say it was about the time when they started adding in the great ones. But even with 5 years um, grinding for the Great One, I feel like you should have more than 142. Well, we'll say the first 2 years of the Great One grind, he didn't really know what he was doing, and then the last 3 years is when those ones, or we got that many. It's really no tone. I feel like if you've been grinding for 5 years and you know what you have to do for them to spawn in, should definitely be above 142. But don't get me wrong, that's still a pretty impressive number, though. Shit. How the hell is that fucking hit good, but the other shots I'd be taking don't? Hey, I'm pretty sure that deer is not gonna die. No, you stay away from me! I'm not playing your game today. Yeah, you could tell I was about to say something. Dog was slowly working its way closer to the water, even though I was nowhere near it. As soon as I was about to say something about it, it switches its path and goes away from the water. Yeah, I definitely feel like the top of the horns, where it's really thick, should have at least some kind of vines hanging from them. Is that two deer in front of each other, or is that a big one? Yep, it is a big one. So, I will say something. If you're sitting on an angle like I am right now, and the horns are blocking the area where you're trying to shoot, definitely wait for the head to be picked up, because for some reason in this game, the horns are actually a physical thing that you can hit. And for some reason, you can actually kill the animal by hitting in the horns. Which doesn't really make sense. I'm gonna have to mute myself for a couple minutes. My background is starting to get a little noisy. That's another thing they need to do. Instead of the animals going to the point where you shot them, they need to go to the actual player. Because now I have to backtrack all the way over here because I didn't realize it fell in the water. But he has a lot of people in his live chat talking. That's what I don't understand. Like with the live chat, they say slow mode's on, but that shit still fucking whizzes by like it's going 100 miles per hour. So I'm kind of curious what would it look like when the slow version on the live chat isn't on. So fast you can't even read the chats. No, I didn't. What'd he do? Oh, you're talking about him slowly just creeping along. Yeah, that's funny. No, I didn't see that. Yeah, they are. Yeah, I think that's the understatement. They got more than some issues. They have all of the issues. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I didn't get attacked by another deer yet. Normally I get attacked by a deer or two every live stream. And that's another thing that pisses me off in this game. Half the time, the range, if it's like here, hold on, we'll just put a waypoint right here, and so I have an example. Alright, let's get back a little bit, so we're at 328. Alright, what I find is really, or really pisses me off is, like, say we're right here, and say with this, it's at the 380 yard mark, and we shoot at it dead on with the 328 zeroing. There's a 50-50 chance that it's gonna go either high or low, or it's gonna hit directly where you hit or where you aim. And that really pisses me off because I try to counteract that sometimes with aiming above or a little low, and it whiffs my shots even more. Yeah, they need to make up their mind if it's gonna go high or if it's gonna go low. Like, it just doesn't make really sense. And this dog's pissing me off. Hey, if you want to show your buddy just how bad the dog DLC is, have him join the stream one day, and I'll go to Emerald Coast and hunt the crocodiles. And we can watch together as he gets stuck on every single mangrove root. Now, I'm not totally convinced that the dog acts differently on different maps. I feel like if I were to go on, or I don't really play on the base maps anymore, but I feel like he might act different on the base map. Why do you have to swim so fucking much? Like, this should have been right around the 328 meter mark, or yard mark. So we'll say right there. Yeah, that really shouldn't have mattered. I mean, yeah, it would have hit a tiny bit low compared to what I was aiming at, but not that much to where I get a non-vital hit. As soon as you get maybe, I want to say like 150 yards-ish away from the dog, it stops trying to run to you and just teleports to you. Like on this pond right here. Periodically he'll get stuck right here somewhere, and he'll teleport to the watchtower. I am blind. Here, just to get a exact number. You lay down. Okay, then we mark right here. Okay. Now we'll go this way and see how far the teleport range is. Okay, I gotta get him stuck somehow. Alright, never mind. Guess Doggo doesn't want to do what I was trying to show. That was an testing shot. But it will work all the same. No. Dog just gave me a heart attack. I turned around and seen him running and jumping. I thought it was a deer coming back at me. Damn. That testing shot actually dropped it faster than I thought it would have. Also, if you're hunting tigers, the dog really doesn't give you much of a warning. Like, compared to how much of a warning it gives you for, like, the wolves if they're about to attack. He'll growl, and then, like, a split second after the dog growls, the fucking tiger attacks. Like, he gives you almost zero warning when it comes to the tiger. And that was a misclick. But long story short, if you're hunting tigers, do not trust the dog to give you a warning. Damn it! That shot that I accidentally did when I misclicked speaks to this herd over here. Doesn't look like there's anything above a level 4 in it though. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, whoever designed the AIs for the tigers did a really good fucking job because you could be tracking it and then somehow it just gets behind you and it just fucking pounces on you as soon as you pass the bush it's hiding. Like, the tracks could be going straight for 400 yards and somehow it's behind you already. I will say the grind for the rare fur type for a tiger or for a male tiger was a pain in the ass because for some reason it only wanted to keep spawning in rare fur type females. I want to say I got 3 rare fur type females before I got a rare fur type male to spawn in, and that was like a year-long almost endeavor trying to get the male tiger. But I mean, it was well worth the wait though because I have him in a multi-mount with a piebald Barazinga. And the story on how I came across one of those was I was just running around just hunting random things and I came across one of these things right here and I clicked it and it said piebald, so I tracked it down for like 4 miles. I will definitely say I would definitely check these little things out quite often because I've actually gotten quite a few of rare fur types from just randomly walking around and clicking those. Let's just not talk about that. Honestly, um, we weren't really sure that they were gonna add the tigers in when they were making the map because of how endangered they are, and all the bunny huggers wanting to say, "Oh, you can't shoot a digital tiger." Oh, since we have those, I kind of wonder if we're gonna get elephants. That'd be pretty cool. I mean, you can't say no because we definitely got the calibers for them. Yeah, I've been playing too much Ark. Every time I crouch, I keep hitting the L3 button to uncrouch, forgetting that that's the flashlight. Damn it, something with big horns is just over there. And I couldn't see it. Hopefully they just run around the bank of the pond going that way. feel like that should have hit. Oh, well. I was right. I did see something with big racks over there. Yeah, that's why I need to start checking the whole pond before I shoot. No, I didn't really think about that when I was making my channel. I kind of already did a face reveal because I do a whole bunch, or I try to do fishing and hunting videos when I can. Right now, it's just works so slow. And with gas being almost $5 a gallon, it's damn near impossible for me to get to my fishing spots. As I live almost an hour away from everything. Are they coming back? They're both the same channel. It's this one. If you know some of the places in Florida, I fish from anywhere from like St. Pete all the way down to Naples, basically. It's a really big area where I have a whole bunch of different places I go. It all depends on what species I want to catch. If I want to go snook fishing and catch a slot-sized snook when snook season's open, I go down to a bridge down in Osprey on the Mayaca River. Or if I want to, actually I have a couple places for snook fishing. It's just they're both basically equally as far away from me. But I also go to the Skyway here and there whenever the bait's back in there, which is right now actually. But it does suck because there's rumors going on that they're gonna stop allowing cars to drive onto the Skyway and just make it a walk-on pier. Which, if that is the case, it's gonna really suck because of how big it is. Well, the southbound one isn't that long. It's the one that's on the or what would be the north side is the long one. I don't know exactly how long it is, but if you go into the Guinness World Record, it's the world's longest fishing pier. Which I would not want to have to walk down. As I want to say it's maybe a mile long. Don't get me started on the on like the toll that it costs to get onto the bridge, because with how much money they make a year from those, they should not be closing down the bridge or the fishing pier, or it shouldn't be damaged. They should be doing maintenance to it every year. They make hella money from just the toll before you get to the bridge and actually get onto the pier. But no, they just let everything get destroyed. At Eljo Bean, there used to be a pier that went along the bridge there, but the last hurricane destroyed it, and it's just sitting there in disrepair. Like all these tolls that you get from everybody going on the roads or to get onto these fishing spots should be going back into these fishing spots to keep them from going into disrepair. Because now you can't even really fish at El Jobin unless you're fishing off the little seawall. And with the current ripping through there, it's kind of hard, especially if you're trying to fish along the side of the bridge, because the current just sucks your lures right into the pilings and stuff. And when you're fishing with or LBMs, or what are they called? The NBLMs, or whatever those uh, big lures are called. Like those things are like $20 for a pack of 4, and it can be a bit of a headache when you're losing like a $5 lure. Are we even close enough? No. But don't get me wrong, I do see the hype behind those lures though. Because all the fish that we've caught on them have been some pretty big monsters. The last time we went to El Jobin, my stepbrother was using one of them and he caught like a 60 or 70 pound black drum. And let's just say we almost lost our pure net from that. Because we're pulling it up and then maybe like 25 yards or so from the top of the bridge, one of the ropes come loose and it snaps off of the thing. Then, like 15 feet away, another one comes off. Then we get it up on the bridge and I'm looking at it, and we were like seconds away from losing our whole pure net because it was just one loop with the rope going through the loop. And on how that was enough to hold a 50 to 60 pound black drum, I have no idea. Alright, we should be close enough for him to hear the call. Yeah, you gotta be careful with them saltwater catfish, man. Them spines hurt. I'm lucky when I was younger, I used to live in a place called Inglewood. That's like an hour and a half, 2 hours south from where I'm at now. But there used to be this little like dead end roundabout that had a little cutoff that went into like a giant intercoastal type thing. And I would get mullets and I would cut them up and throw them on shark hooks and throw them out there and catch like 15, 20 pound catfish out of there. When gas prices go back down, I'm gonna drive down there and see if that spot's still open or if the mangroves have completely overgrown the area. Because when I was younger, there was only like a 6 foot, maybe from like 6 to 8 feet wide area where there wasn't any mangroves. And we all know how fast those things grow. And at this point, that's probably like 6 years ago? No. At this point, it's probably like 10 years, so that spot's probably overgrown by the mangroves, and you can't really cut them because they're protected. You have to have some permit to be able to cut them back, and even then, you can only cut them back so far. Is this level 8 gonna come over here, or did I spook him? What kind of ice cream you getting? But right now at El Bean, even though it's kind of hard to fish it, there's still a lot of people catching some pretty decent sized tarpons and cobia out of there. Which cobia season just opened like 3, 4 days ago. But they have to be 42 inches to the fork. Wait. Where's the level 8? I swear I seen a level 8. No, don't scare the other ones. I swear that was a level 8. I guess I misread it then. Honestly, I'm kind of curious. How many people were asking for a roe deer great one? As I feel like it couldn't have been that many. I feel like there would have been more people requesting an elk great one than the roe deer. Hopefully the next great one we get the elk. What kind of ice cream did you get? Pretty sure we already got the, pretty sure the last great one they added in was the, roe deer. You would think they would have listened to the community, because I guarantee a majority of the community wanted the elk great one. Is it a roe deer? Hold on. Yeah, the roe deer. That was the last great one we got. Would have much preferred it be a the elk, but I guess we can't get them all. And if the game's anything to go off of, it's going to be another couple months before we even hear of a new great one getting worked on. Actually, no, let's check down here. Yeah, it's going to be 4 months to a year before we even hear anything of a new great one getting added, which kind of sucks. We should still have them on this Draken's Den for a couple minutes. Yep. And how they heard me, I have no idea. Run, Forrest, run! Gotta cut them off. If they go that way and go across the water, I can get a shot off on them. But if they go up that way, I might not be able to. Fuck! Damn breath. DM has the worst timing when it comes to unholding your breath. I'm pretty sure it died. Watch me hit it in the horn. Pretty sure it was a headshot though. But if it was, how did the other one not die? What Gatorade? And my live stream chat is messing up. Oh, there it is. For some reason, your message about going to get a Gatorade wasn't popping up in the chat for some reason. See? I hit it twice. Huh. Both? You're kidding, right? Both times in the antlers? How? Alright. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that the devs of this game have no idea what they're doing when it comes to animals, because that ain't gonna kill a deer. It might break the horn off and make it bleed a little bit, but definitely ain't gonna kill it. Yeah, that was some shit though, that both shots I hit it with hit the antlers. Okay, it's been a couple days since I've seen another piebald spawn in, but if I get another one to spawn in, it's safe to say they need to go through and lower the spawn rate for the piebalds for the red deer. Because I haven't been really keeping track all that much of my kills for the red deer, but I think I'm somewhere around like 400 or 500. But I've already gotten like 5 male piebalds to spawn in. And I'm not totally unconvinced that it's just the same one spawning in again. Because there was a kind of switched off back and forth between the two. It would spawn in a diamond, then I would harvest it, then like a day later or a couple hours later, the piebald would spawn in. I would shoot the piebald, then the diamond would spawn in. It would just repeat it like it's for like 3 or 4 times. Yeah, I eventually wished the shot on the diamond to where it spawned back as something lower. But with the red deer keep spawning in as the piebald, I've never wanted a different fur type so much before on a deer. At this point, I would take a albino uh, red deer. I would prefer a melanistic just because I like the way they look, but I would take a albino if the game would stop spawning in piebalds. After we check this part up here, I am gonna have to end the live stream. I gotta run the town real fast before it gets any later because I kind of lost track of time. I got maybe an hour and a half before the boss fights start. CDT is an hour behind me, so unless I just did the math wrong, it should be 7 o'clock for me. Which I have an hour and 15 minutes until it's 7. Oh, I didn't even think about checking the time, damn it. There ain't gonna be nothing up here anyways. Uh, 9 o'clock should give us enough time to be able to make it up there. This pond right here is actually where I got my first piebald red deer and my second diamond. Now, I don't have a tripod set up here. I just basically use the lookout tower as a tripod. And sometimes there are some red deer on this side of the pond that are close enough to spook for me running up, so most of the time I just walk up the tower. And I'm really curious on who they modeled this walking speed after. A fucking snail? Lowered the zeroing so I could not whiff the shot, and I still whiffed the fucking shot. Game needs to just make its mind up on the range, if it's gonna drop or not. I would have freaked the fuck out if that would have dropped that deer. How the fuck did that miss? Okay. Let's quickly make sure I didn't hit any of them. You know, this game does not make sense sometimes. I do unfortunately have to end the live stream here, but if you made it this far into the live stream, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Or if you made it this far into the video after the live stream ends, thank you. I appreciate that a lot too. I hope you have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, or night, depending when you're watching this. If you enjoy my content, please consider leaving a like, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and hopefully I see you in the next live stream. Until next time.